Hello, I was just about to take myself through a glutes and core express workout, and I thought you might want to come along with me. It's going to be a nice short one, but it's still going to bring the burn. So we're going to start with all of our springs on our carriage, or at least some nice heavy springs so that our carriage isn't going to go anywhere. You're going to take a lie down on your carriage, your head on the headrest, just making sure that that headrest is down nice and flat. And then you're going to bring your left heel to that foot bar, just in line with that left hip. And your right heel is going to stay on that solid platform. You can bring your hands either to your hips or down by your sides on that carriage. And we're going to start nice and simple with just a couple of pelvic tilts. So you've got a little gap between your lower back and the carriage. On your exhale, you're going to press that lower back into your carriage, tipping those hips. And then inhale, untuck those hips. That little gap comes back underneath your lower back. So exhale, lower that lower back into your carriage. Imagine a marble running down your belly into your belly button. And then inhale, untuck those hips. That marble rolls down towards your pelvis. One more. Exhale to press your lower back into that carriage. And inhale back to that neutral spine position. This time let's add on a bridge. So exhale, press your lower back into that carriage. From here, both heels press into your foot bar and your solid platform to lift those hips up to about in line with your knees and your shoulders. And then inhale to slowly peel that spine back down to your carriage. We untuck that pelvis at the bottom. So exhale, press that lower back into your carriage, press through both of your heels, lift your hips. We're aiming to keep our hips nice and even here, so you don't have one coming up faster than the other. And then inhale, nice and slowly come down. Articulating through that spine to begin. One more just like that. Inhale to come down. And then the next time you press your hips up to your hip bridge, can we pause here? Your weight is going to come into that left heel. Can we hold our hips where they are? Start to hover that right foot, tap the bottom of your foot bar. And tap that solid platform. Two more times. We'll lift that right foot, tap that foot bar, and lower that foot down. Starting to feel that burn through our left glute. One more time. That heel comes down to that solid platform, and then we peel that spine all the way down. We go again, we exhale, press, lift those hips, hold. Weight is in that left heel. 3 taps of that foot bar with your right foot, nice and slow. And then on your last one, we're going to peel that spine back down towards your carriage. Can you give me 2 more like this? So starting to wake up through that left glute, squeezing into that left glute, digging that left heel nice and heavy. And then one more just like that. Keeping those hips nice and even. Awesome, come all the way back down. This time, last little push for that left glute. We're going to exhale, press up, find your hip bridge, hold. You're going to inhale, lift that right foot to your foot bar, and we're going to pulse those hips down and up, down and up, squeezing through that left glute. Keep those hips even. If this gets too much at any point, you can bring that right foot back down to your solid platform. No problem, just keep pulsing those hips up and up. Let's give you 5, 4, 4, bracing through that belly as well. The core is switched on for 3, nice, for 2, and then on your last one, you're going to hold this one. So pulse up, squeeze into that left glute, hold, hold, hold for 4, nice deep breaths for 3, squeeze that glute a little harder for 2, and then on 1, peel that spine all the way down. A quick little hug of those knees. We're going to go straight to the other side just to warm up that right glute. So this time, right heel on that foot bar, left foot on that solid platform. On your inhale, let's tuck that, no, take an inhale. On your exhale, you're going to press that lower back into your carriage. Start to peel those hips up off your carriage, pressing into both heels evenly first of all. And then inhale, vertebra by vertebra, we return our spine back down to that carriage. We untuck that tailbone at the bottom. Exhale, tuck those hips. Lift that tailbone. Find your hip bridge. And inhale, nice and slow, come down. Remembering we're trying to keep those hips nice and even here. So we're not letting one hip come up higher or faster than the other. And just give me one more like that. Warming back into this movement. Beautiful. Can we start to add on those toe taps? So exhale, we're going to press up to the top of that hip bridge and hold. 3 taps of that foot bar with your left foot this time. Digging that right heel into our foot bar. That left heel comes down and then we slow return that spine all the way down. Exhale, press and lift those hips. 3 taps of that foot bar with that left foot. Bracing through that belly as well. And then slowly coming all the way down. Nice, just give me a couple more here. Keeping it nice and slow. Lovely, 2 more just like that. Digging that right heel into that foot bar, nice and firm. And 1 more. We exhale, tuck that pelvis, lift those hips. 3 nice slow taps of that foot bar. And then we're going to come all the way down before we go into that last little challenge, that pulse at the top. So exhale, tuck that pelvis, lift those hips. We hold at the top. Bring that left foot to the foot bar. We're going to pulse those hips down an inch. Ooh, it's kind of windy. And up an inch. Up an inch. I mean down an inch and up an inch. Lovely. Keep pulsing here. Good. Give me 5 more. Good. Bracing through that belly is going to help. Just 3 more. Squeezing that right glute each time for 2. On 1, we hold this last one. Lift those hips. Squeeze into that right glute. Just 4. Try and relax those shoulders. Brace through that belly for 3. For 2. Squeeze a little tighter. And on 1, slowly. Come all the way down. Nice job. Hug those knees in. And then you're going to sit on up to change your springs here. Let's come into a little bit of core. So you're going to go for 1 medium spring. For me, that's actually a high yellow, but for you, it might be a blue spring. If you are more of an intermediate client or confident with your core strength, you can go to something a little lighter, so that yellow spring option, if you'd like something a little more challenging. Otherwise, let's take a lie back down on that machine. This time you're going to give yourself a little bit of clearance between your shoulders and the shoulder blocks. The balls of your feet, so not the heels, the balls of your feet, just underneath where your toes are going to come to that foot bar, about a fist distance apart, so nice and close. We're going to reach those hands up for the ceiling and straighten those legs out nice and long, maybe locking them out at the top if you like. From here, hands move first. On your exhale, arms sweep down towards the front of the machine. You're going to tuck your chin to your chest. Brace through that belly. We start to roll up till your shoulder blades lift up off that carriage. And then inhale, vertebrae by vertebrae, we roll that spine back down to your carriage. Going again. Arms reach forward, tuck your chin to your chest. Head, neck, shoulders. Reach up off that carriage. Little pause, squeezing that belly button to your spine. And then inhale, nice and slow to come all the way down. breeze is actually really nice. We exhale to reach, chin to chest, roll up, try to get your shoulder blades up off that carriage. And then inhale nice and slow, come down. So just noting here, we're not coming up too far. So if you come up all the way, that takes the work out of your movement. So we're not coming up all the way. Equally, if we don't come up far enough, we're not quite working enough into that belly. So try to find that sweet spot, shoulder blades lifted where you feel that work, that core is working to keep you nice and still. A little pause at that hardest point. And then we come back down. Nice. If you're feeling good, I'll give you a couple of layers, some optional add-ons here. So exhale, hands sweep forward, chin to chest, roll up, find that C curve. From here, holding that torso in the same position, we lift those arms, lower those arms, and then rolling all the way down. Take a little reset at the bottom. Go again when you're ready. Exhale, arms forward, chin to chest, roll up, find that hardest point of your movement, hold here. We lift those arms, we lower those arms, and then we slowly lower all the way down. Oh my God, that's hard. Give me a couple more like that. And then if you did want to make this even more challenging, just for our last maybe 4 reps, I'll give you a little option, just an option. We exhale, roll up, reach for the front of the room. As we lift those arms, we're going to slightly bend into those knees, just enough so we can hold that torso position. We lower those arms as we straighten those legs, and then we roll all the way down. So 3 more like that. We exhale, reach those arms, chin to chest, roll up. Lift those arms as we bend our knees. Straighten those legs, lower those arms. And then we come all the way down. Nice job. 2 more here. Exhale to roll up. Lift those arms, maybe bend those knees. All the while pulling that belly button to spine. We roll back down on our inhale. And give me 1 more. Exhale to roll up. Good. Bend those knees, lift those arms. And straighten. And all the way down. Take a couple of breaths here. We're going to come into a little finisher, but just take a few nice deep belly breaths just to reset, find that energy again. And then we reach those hands for the ceiling. Let's make this finisher a nice quick one. Find that start position, legs are nice and long. We exhale 1 final time. Reach those fingertips forward, chin to chest, roll up. We're going to hold here. Just those arms lift and lower. If you're feeling super strong, add those knees. Lift the arms as we bend those knees. Lower the arms as we straighten those knees. We stay here to finish. Lift and bend. Straighten and lower. Good job. Inhale, lift and bend. Exhale, straighten and lower. 3 more. Good job. Belly button pulls to spine. 2 more. Shoulders pull away from your ears. Nice. On your last one, we're going to hold here. So lift those arms. Maybe we bend those knees as well. If there's anything left in the tank, you've got a little pulse with that chest down and down. 5. So good. Reach those fingertips for 4. For 3. Keep breathing for 2. And on 1. We can come all the way down. So good. Nice work. That one is Nolly. Alright, come all the way in nice and slow. You can stay on the same spring here. 1 last little core exercise, and then let's get back into those glutes. But while our core is nice and warmed up and active, let's finish off that core. So same spring, unless you do want to go a little lighter. So again, that yellow spring, that lighter spring is your harder option here. I'm going to stay on my high yellow, or you can stay on your medium spring, your blue. You're going to bring your hands to that foot bar about shoulder width apart. Your shoulders are over that foot bar as well. Your feet are against those shoulder blocks. Now you're going to use those knees to slide that carriage away to find your half plank position. So notice my shoulders are still over my wrists, and I'm in about one long straight line from the top of my head to my hips, all the way to my knees. So note, I'm not here, I'm not here, I'm here, with a nice tuck of that tailbone, a scoop of those hips. On my inhale, maintaining that torso position, I'm just going to hinge from the shoulders, slide that carriage away, arms stay nice and long. And then I'm going to exhale, press through those palms to slide that carriage back in. So just the arms move. Inhale, slide that carriage away. And exhale, press through the palms, bring that carriage back in. Give me two more just like that. Maybe starting to see if you can get a little further out. Keep actively scooping your hips up towards your ribcage. Exhale to pull back in, one more. Inhale, slide away. Get a little further out if you can. And exhale, press through those palms to draw back in. If you're feeling good, let's add on a little half range press. So inhale, slide that carriage away. You're going to exhale, press through those palms, draw that carriage in just a couple inches. Inhale, slide back out to your end range. And exhale, come all the way in. Give me four more. Inhale, slide that carriage away. Exhale in halfway. Inhale all the way out. Exhale all the way in. Three more. Inhale, slide that carriage out. Leave out the half range press if it's too much. It's just an option. Exhale halfway. Inhale, slide that carriage away. And exhale, come back and make sure you're actively tucking that tailbone under. Pull those shoulders away from your ears. Two more. Exhale halfway. Inhale out. And exhale all the way in. Just one more. We inhale, slide that carriage away. Exhale halfway. Inhale, slide that carriage away. Where's that breeze gone? And then we exhale, press through those palms all the way in. A quick little reset before we do go into that finish, that little hold. So roll out those wrists, maybe your shoulder roll, whatever you need. And then find that start position. Shoulders over that foot bar. One long straight line from the top of your head to your knees. Make sure your hips haven't come back. Still got that nice flat back. And then inhale, we're going to slide that carriage away. Find a position that you can maintain. So it might not be as far as you were going before, somewhere you can hold. On your exhale, we come in a couple inches. And inhale, slide that carriage out. We're here to finish. Exhale, press through those palms in a couple inches. And inhale, slide that carriage out for 5. Exhale in. Inhale out for 4. Exhale in. Inhale out for 3. Good job for 2. Beautiful. Give me one more. And then the next time you find your end range, we're just going to hold. Slide that carriage away. Doesn't need to be super far out. Just where it's challenging for you. Shoulders pull down away from your ears. Tuck that tailbone. Squeeze those glutes for 5. For 4. Maybe an inch further out if you can for 3. For 2. And 1. Press through those palms. Come all the way in. Oh my God. Sink your bum down to your heels. Knees come nice and wide. Slide that carriage away. Take a child's pose here. If it feels good for you, you can come up to your puppy pose. Let those hips come above your knees. Deepen that stretch into your shoulders, your upper back. And then maybe taking a little twist here. So take those left fingertips underneath your body. Reach the right side of the room. A little rotation, stretching through that shoulder as well. Inhale, exhale, and then we're going to swap it over. Whew. All right, as promised, let's get into some glute work. So you're going to change your springs. Nice, heavy spring. So for you, that might be a red. For me, it's going to be a green spring today. Go green, yellow. start with a green. So one heavy spring. You're going to come around. Let's start on the right side of our carriage, facing our foot bar. So right foot is going to come nice and close to our machine, and then that left foot is going to come behind you onto that shoulder block. You can bring your hands to your hips here. And we're going to start nice and simple with some split squats. So your weight should be through that right heel. That left knee is lifted off that carriage. Keep that carriage docked in at your stop where it doesn't move. We inhale, bend through that right knee, push those hips towards the back of the room. And we exhale, press through that right heel to rise tall, squeezing into that right glute. So notice how my carriage isn't moving. We inhale, sink down, bending into that right knee. And we exhale to rise tall. Give me two more like that. Inhale to bend, bracing through that belly. Exhale, press through that right heel. One more. Inhale to split squat. And exhale to rise tall. On this next one, if we're feeling good, we inhale, find that split squat, we hold. We brace through that right glute. We brace through that belly. Our left leg drives that carriage out and slow returns that carriage back in before we exhale to rise tall. So we should feel that in the right glute. Inhale, find that split squat first. Brace through that right glute, that belly. We drive that carriage away. Try get that left leg as straight as you can. Inhale with control, we return, dock that carriage, and then we rise tall. So inhale, split squat. Exhale, drive. Inhale, return. And exhale to rise up tall. Nice. So if you need to at any point, you can use 2 fingers on that foot bar, just for a little bit of support as you drive that carriage away. And notice as I drive that carriage away, my knee isn't moving. So that right knee stays exactly where it is. All the movement comes from that left leg. If you want to make this a little harder, you can bring your fingertips to your temples here. We sink down, drive that carriage away. With control, we return. So you can use a little bit of momentum to drive that carriage away if you need it. But we're going to focus on a nice, slow, controlled return, really letting that burn build through that right glute. Nice. Gorgeous, team. Give me 4 more. On these last few, if you want an extra little burn, you can add a few more little scoots at the bottom. So maybe we sink down, we hold. You drive that carriage away, we slow return it back in. Can you give me 2 more scoots? Exhale, drive. Inhale, return 1 more. Exhale, drive. And inhale, return. Nice job. We have 3 more just like that. Exhale, scoot. Inhale, return. Good job. 2 more. I think I've made you do an extra one, but can't hurt. If those extra scoots aren't there for you, just leave them out. Or maybe just do 2 before you come up to the top, that's fine. And then give me 1 more. Try and go for that 3 scoots on this one. 1. Keep that right leg nice and still. And 1 more scoot out. And slowly in. Ooh. A little punch out for that right glute. A little step out if you need it. And then we are going to come down for our little finisher, of course. So, hands to hips, slightly more supportive, fingertips to temples, slightly more challenge. Weight through that right heel. One last time, let's sink down, find that split squat and hold. Bracing through that right glute, bracing through that belly. Just our scoots. Exhale, drive away. Inhale, slow return. Give me 8. Exhale, drive away. Inhale, slow return. Exhale, drive away. Inhale, slow return for 6. Good job. For 5. Pull that belly button to spine for 4. A little lower through that right knee if you can for 3. For 2. On your last one, drive that carriage out. We hold. Can you get that left leg as straight as you can? Sink down through that right knee. If there's anything left in the tank, we can pulse down and down just to finish for 5. For 4, right heel is heavy for 3. Can you get that left leg a little straighter for 2? And on 1, come all the way up. So well done. Right ankle over left, take a quick little stretch out there. We've got one last little exercise for that right glute, and then we'll come over to the other side. So you can stay on the same spring here. So one heavy spring. You're going to take a lie down on your side with your right leg on top. If you have an inflatable ball, you can use that as a pillow. Let's put that down next to me. So resting your head on that inflatable ball. Top right hand is going to reach behind you, just to make sure your hips are all the way to the back of that carriage. You're going to reach for that large loop in front of your face and place it over the arch of that right foot. So let's get set up first. You're going to press that left bottom hip into your carriage till you feel this little sensation of lift between your left side body and the carriage. Depending on the shape of your body, you might even have a little gap there. You might not, that's fine too. Knee in line with hip, heel in line with knee. On your exhale, we press through that right heel, about aiming for the top corner of that foot bar. And then we inhale, return that leg in. Exhale to press, squeezing into that right glute. And inhale to return. So check in with your body. Your top shoulder should be over your bottom shoulder. Your top hip directly over your bottom hip. Exhale to press. And inhale to bend. Now tempting here, I know, to let that knee come up. Don't let it. That takes the work out of the movement. We're going to keep that knee in line with our hip. So don't let it lift. If you're feeling good, the next time you press that leg away, right leg nice and long, keep it long. We're going to sweep that right leg forward, point those toes, squeeze that right glute, sweep it back, and then inhale, bend that right knee all the way in. Exhale to press. Inhale, sweep it forward. Point those toes, sweep it back, and inhale, bend all the way in. If you need to at any point, you can touch your knee down here, take a quick little tap out. Otherwise, keep working through. One press, one sweep forward and back, and then all the way in. Give me 4. Exhale, press. Inhale, sweep forward. Exhale, sweep back. And inhale, return. You've got 3. Can you still feel that left hip pressing into your carriage? That little sensation of lift between your left side body and that machine. 2 more. Dig deep. Good. Last push for that right glute. And then the next time you bend that knee all the way in, take a little tap out here. One last challenge. Find that start position. We're going to press that leg nice and long. Keep it long. Inhale, sweep it forward. Point those toes, sweep it back. Just those sweeps to finish. Inhale, sweep it forward. And exhale, sweep it back. Give me 4. Keep that heel in line with your hip. Don't let it drop down. Don't let it lift. For 3. For 2. On your last one, you're going to sweep that leg forward. Turn your toes to face the floor. That heel to the ceiling. We pulse that heel up and up. Squeezing into that right glute. Nice. For 5. For 4. For 3. For 2. And on 1. You can come all the way in. Beautiful. Alright, the good news is that side's done. The bad news is we have the other side to go. Grab a little drink of water if you need to. Make a little tap out of that right glute. I'm going over to the fresh left glute now. So you can pop that ball just out of the way while we come back to our lunges. So your left foot now is going to be nice and close to your carriage. Your right toes up against that shoulder block. Hips are nice and even, square to the front of the room. Hands on hips to begin. Weight is through that left heel. Nice and heavy. So inhale, dot that carriage, keep it docked. We sink those hips back, bending into that left knee. And then we exhale, press through that left heel to rise. Just 3 more like this to warm up through that left glute. Inhale to bend. And exhale to rise. 2 more. Keep that carriage still. And 1 more. Good. On your next one, let's add that scoot. So inhale, sink down, we hold. Brace through that left glute, brace through your abs. We drive that carriage away. We slow return it back in. And then we press through that left heel to rise. Inhale to bend. Exhale to press. Inhale to return. And then exhale to rise. Beautiful. So at the bottom of each one, you can use just a little bit of momentum to drive that carriage out if it's feeling a little heavy. But I want you to focus on that nice, slow, controlled movement on the way in. Gorgeous. 2 fingers on that foot bar is your option if you need it at any point. And then if you want a little bit more challenge, your fingertips can come to your temples. Keep going with that breathing pattern. Inhale to squat. Exhale to press away. Inhale, slow return. And exhale to rise. About 5 more here. We've got 4. Bracing through that belly as you press away. Good job. For our last few, can we add an extra 2 scoots at the bottom? So sinking down, can you give me 3 scoots here? 1, 2, 3. Before you rise up tall. Give me 2 more. Drive away. Slow return. 2 more. Drive away. Slow return. Drive away. And slow return. Good job. You've got 1 more just like that. 3 scoots. Good. Bracing through that left glute. Slow return. 1 more scoot out and in. And then rise up nice and tall. Take a quick little punch out before we go down into that little finisher. We're nearly done. Woo. All right, more supportive option. Hands to hips. Remember, you've got 2 fingers on that foot bar if you need. Otherwise, fingertips to temples. We sink down first. Weight is heavy through that left heel. Little squeeze of those shoulder blades. Let's go for 8. 8 scoots. Exhale, drive away. And inhale nice and slowly, come in for 7. Exhale, drive. Inhale, return for 6. Get a little deeper through that left knee if you can. For 5. Woo. For 4. Exhale, drive away. Inhale, return for 3. Brace through that belly. For 2. Good job. 1 more. Hold this last one. Get that right leg straight. Either just holding, or if there's anything left in the tank, we pulse down and down through that left knee. For 5. For 4. A little lower each time. For 3. Straighten that right leg. For 2. And on 1. Come all the way to the top. So well done. take a quick little stretch here. A little tap out, a little walk out for that left glute. We just have that one final little finisher to go. What do I put here? Oh yes, okay. So we're going to take a little lie down on our side, this time facing in the opposite direction. You can use that ball as a pillow if you've got it, otherwise you can just keep your arm out like that for a little pillow. Top hand, make sure those hips are all the way to the back of your machine. Right knee's just coming for a ride. And that top hand is going to reach for your large loop in front of your face. Place it over the arch of that top foot. Top hip over bottom hip. Press that right hip into your carriage till you feel that little feeling of lift. And top shoulder over bottom shoulder. That heel in line with your knee and hip, we exhale to press away, aiming for the top corner of that foot bar. And we inhale to return. Exhale to press. And inhale, return. Now check in with your body. Your heel is staying in line with that left hip. So what I don't want to see is that heel coming down here, or that heel coming out here. We've got that heel staying in line. Nice. A couple more. And then on your next one, let's add that sweep. Press away. Keep that leg nice and long. We're going to sweep it forward. Point those toes. Squeeze through that left glute to sweep it back. And inhale, come all the way in. Exhale to press. Inhale to sweep. Again, keep it at the same height. Don't let it drop. Don't let that leg lift. Exhale, sweep it back. And inhale, come all the way in. Remember, that's your opportunity to take a little second of respite each time you need it. Take a little punch out for that top glute. And join back in for that next rep when you're ready. You've done so well. Inhale, sweep forward. And exhale, sweep it back. Nice. So you've got 4 more here. Three more. Are you still pressing that bottom hip, that right hip into your carriage? Feeling that waist nice and lifted. 2 more. Take it slow, 1 more. And then as you come in on that last one, little opportunity to take a little tap out. When you're ready, take as long as you need there. We're just going to work through those sweeps. So knee lifts, heel to hip height. We exhale to press that leg long, and we're just going to work through those sweeps. Inhale to sweep forward, and exhale to sweep back. Now as we sweep, I want you to think about your lower back staying in the same shape. So what we don't want is that tailbone to start tucking under. That's going to take the work out of our glutes. Just give me 4 here. Inhale, sweep forward. Point those toes to sweep it back for 3. For 2. On your last one, sweep that leg forward. We're going to turn those toes to face the floor, that heel to the ceiling, and we're just going to pulse. Press that right heel into our carriage, lift and lift, that lift. Heel, you're here for 5. Last push for 4, for 3, for 2, and on 1. Come all the way in. So good. Take a little seat up, sitting on your machine, your left ankle over right thigh. Lean forward here till you feel that stretch down your hip flexor, your glute, coming up to the toes of that right foot. And a couple of deep breaths in and out. I've got one finisher for you, for our core, for our glutes. A couple minutes, and then we are all done. So you're going to put your plank springs on. One low spring, one light spring. So for me, that's a yellow spring. You can go a little bit heavier if you'd like some more support, so maybe a high yellow or a blue. Intermediates, no springs if you're feeling safe and confident, you're confident with your core strength. We're going to come carefully to stand up onto our solid platform facing the front of the room, that foot bar. So using that foot bar to support us. Hands on that foot bar, shoulder width apart. And then our toes are going to step back to the edge of that moving carriage. Nice and carefully, we're on that light spring. Heels lift, gazing down towards that feet. Chin is tucked into our chest, arching through or doming through that upper back, find your pike. And then we inhale, keep our shoulders over that foot bar. We slide that carriage out to find our plank. Let's go for a tuck. We inhale, bend those knees, so hips stay at the same height. Stop when those knees reach the line of your hips. And then exhale to press away. Inhale to bend, knees under hips. And exhale to press. Good. So this is a little workout for that core. Beautiful, nice little finisher. And then let's get those glutes involved just for our last little push. So the next time you're in your plank, can you hold it here? Nice long legs. We're going to lift our left toes off that carriage and pulse our left leg up and up for 3. For 2, squeeze that glute. And 1. Give me 1 tuck, bend those knees. And then we're going to do the other side. Lift that right heel for 3, for 2, for 1, and 1 tuck. Left side, 3, 2, 1, and 1 tuck. Right side, 3, 2, and 1, and 1 tuck. All the while that belly button is pulling towards your spine. Think about pushing your chest a little further away from that foot bar. Good job. 2 more on each side. And 1 more on each side. Finishing with that right, since we started on that left. Nice, give me 1 pike here. Extra little moment of respite if you need it. Try to keep those heels nice and lifted. And then 1 last time, let's find our plank position. We hold here. We're going to lift that left heel high, and we're going to pulse that left heel up and up, squeezing into that left glute, bracing through our abs, to hold us nice and still in that plank position for 10, for 9, good. Squeezing through that left glute for 5, 4, 3. On our last one, can we pulse that heel up and hold? Squeeze into that left glute. 5, a little higher for 4, 3, 2, on 1. Toes come down, take 1 last pike. We're going to do the other side, then we're done. Slide that carriage out, right heel this time lifts. We're going to pulse that right heel up and up, squeezing into that right glute. For 9, good job, keep breathing, in through the nose, out through the mouth. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, we hold it here. 5, get that glute a little higher. For 4, for 3, for 2, and on 1, come all the way in, take that pike. Knees come nice and wide on that carriage, and you can sink down to find that child's pose, a little roll out for those wrists. And that is you done for your express glutes and core class. Well done for making the time. I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know if you'd like to see anything in particular in the next video.